Hello, welcome back. Second of today's videos, aren't you lucky, is a sort of double header really. It's my review of Rainbow Islands, released by Ocean in 1990, as well as my ZX high score attempt at it, which was chosen by David Birdsall, who won Pang. Now, Rainbow Islands is the sequel to Bubble Bobble, and it's the second of 3 games. So Bubble Bobble was obviously the first, Rainbow Islands the second, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of the third one. Never mind, anyway, let's get into it. Now, I don't know Rainbow Islands at all, which is odd really, because Bubble Bobble was one of my favourite games ever back in the day, especially 2-player. I mean, my mates David and Mark used to play it all the time. And so I'm not really sure why Rainbow Islands passed me by. Perhaps it's because it was one of the later ones. But anyway, here we go. This first effort is, I don't even know why I'm bothering with these ZX high score attempts. This is the start of my ZX high score attempt. If you want to join in, the rules are you get an hour to practice the game beforehand, and then you have 1 go at the game until you lose all your lives. If you heard a thump there, it's probably because my wife is trying to not swear. She's playing Crash Bandicoot, and I've told her I'm recording and not to swear while she's playing it. And you've obviously crashed, haven't you, dear? Yes, she has. Right, so Rainbow Islands, as you can see, it's like an up-screen sort of vertical platformer type game where you play Bub or Bob, I don't know which one it is, and you've got to make it from the bottom to the top of the screen, avoiding all the nasties who you can destroy by firing rainbows at them. You seem to get an unlimited amount of rainbows, and you can also use them as platforms to jump higher, as you see. Now, one touch of an enemy means instant death. There is no sort of energy bar or anything like that. Now, what do I make of this game? I have played it fleetingly before, so I need to put a lot more effort and time into this game. From what I did play, it seems to be an example of yet another cracking conversion written by Graft Gold for Ocean. A cracking conversion showing what could be done with a Spectrum in the right hands. I'm not familiar of any other versions of Rainbow Islands. What's the definitive version in your eyes? Now, question's going to be, as ever, did you enjoy Rainbow Islands or not? Did you prefer it to Bubble Bobble? Or the other way round, did you prefer Bubble Bobble to this? I have to say that at the moment I prefer Bubble Bobble, but that's only because I've only just started with this game. And this, as you can see, is not how not to play it, basically, because I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing, but I seem to be doing okay now. I'm finally onto my last life, very quickly on the first level. We'll see how far I can go on one level, or 1 life even. But really nice graphics, really nice soundtrack, as you can hear. Very colourful despite the Spectrum's limitations, but really nice. Now, I'm going to ask a question that's been sort of I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks now. My channel is obviously very heavily Spectrum oriented. There's hardly anything out there that is not Spectrum related. There's one standalone BBC Micro review, the BBC version of Matchday. I included the BBC version of Chucky Egg in my Chucky Egg review, and I've included, when I did a game called Flipe, part of a Commodore 64 game called Cool Croc Twins, which Flipe was based on. Now, I've sometimes thought, and some people have asked in the past, me to do things on other machines, and I'm thinking about it. But the question I've got is, would anything else look out of place on this channel? Bear in mind, everything is Spectrum oriented in it. Or should I open up another channel specifically for gameplay on different systems? Or should I just carry on as I am and just create playlists, etc., or even do side-by-side comparisons and stuff, which, to be honest, people like Chinny Vision and others do much better than I would ever manage to be able to do. So that's something I'm thinking about doing, just to sort of broaden things out a bit and sort of like increase the scope of the channel. I think the reason I've sort of held back off doing it is I know a lot less about those other systems than I do about the Spectrum. I can speak with a reasonable amount of confidence about Spectrum stuff, but Commodore, Amstrad, BBC, anything else like MSX, Amiga, I know much less to little or nothing about any of those systems, although I am sort of keen to sort of try them out. For example, if I was to do a multi-version review of Bubble Bobble, it would be in the, you know, all the different versions I could find, MSX, BBC, Commodore, Commodore, Spectrum, Amstrad, and whatever else it came out on. Would that be interesting, or is that just too much effort? And, you know, is there a space for it when there's people out there that do that kind of thing already, and much better than I'd be able to do it? That's just a sort of couple of thoughts I've been having. Now, obviously this is just as I carry on, what do I think of Rainbow Islands? Well, the graphics are really nice. The sound is really, really nice. Twee kind of gets on your nerves a little bit, but it's not too horrifying in that regard. I really enjoy it. I'm going to put a little bit more time into it. I should really have put more time into it before doing my ZX high score attempt, which has already passed. You saw I didn't get very far in it at all. So there we go, Rainbow Islands. Yeah, definite grower. Bubble Bobble is still my favourite by quite a way, but that's, like I said, that's only because I've not spent as much time with this one. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.